That's amazing.
So is that Grant's face on the pipe right there?
No, it's General Lee on there.
Kind of like he smoked General Lee.
This boat was made in 1958 by a fledgling company named Glastron. There's probably only 150 of these boats left.
General Lee's spoon and Grant's pipe? That's Civil War bling. The episode kicks off with a customer bringing in a hand-carved pipe used by Ulysses S. Grant and a silver spoon allegedly owned by Robert E. Lee. Rick is instantly fascinated and then floored when the seller casually says Grant smoked 20 cigars a day and switched to a pipe when throat cancer hit. So he basically smoked Lee, Corey jokes. Dark, but accurate.
Hey, what do we got here?
I got two items. It's a spoon owned by General Lee.
And what do we got here?
A handmade pipe was actually used by General Grant, or at the time President Grant.
Battle of the bids. Grant versus Lee in the pawn shop. Seller wants $8,000 for both items. Rick counters with $3,500, which goes over about as well as Secession did. They duel, politely, until the seller comes down to $4,250. Rick fires back with $4,100, and boom, they shake. History sells, but not without a skirmish.
They were doing. But Grant was a modern warfare guy, embraced most modern weapons. He was tough, and he had an industrial base behind him.
Don Quixote's Leather Legacy, or Just 4 Old Books. Next up, a woman brings in 4 leather-bound volumes of Don Quixote, printed in 1731. She's hoping to sell them to start a college fund. Rick admires the condition, nerds out on the history, and even drops a fun fact. No zip code? That's pre-1962. But is it worth big bucks? Not so fast.
What do we got here?
We've got 4 volumes of history of Don Quixote.
Okay.
They were printed in 1731.
Rare book expert delivers the brutal truth. Enter Rebecca the book guru. She confirms it's a valuable edition, but not a first and not Spanish. Still collectible, but the full set only fetches $2,500 retail. The seller's visibly crushed. Rick offers $1,000 after a little resistance. Let's do it, she sighs, probably kissing that Ivy League dream goodbye.
Earlier, a woman brought in a 4-volume, leather-bound set of Don Quixote. These books are really old, but I have no idea what they're worth. So I asked my friend Rebecca to come and check them out for me.
What have we got?
Don Quixote.
Beep beep, Chumlee finds a ray gun. Sorta. A man strolls in with a 1960s metal detector, and Rick immediately says it looks like a Marvin the Martian prop. Chumlee tries it out and jokes, "Sounds like gold." The guy wants $150. Rick offers $50, and they ping-pong back and forth until finally settling at $60. Who needs treasure when you've got sweet headphones?
That's what we got.
Looks like a gun from the Looney Tunes.
What, Marvin the Martian used to carry this thing?
I had to come into the pawn shop today to try to sell my 1960s metal detector. Bought it off the internet, and then my friends started making fun of me.
A bomb that won't blow up? Chumlee's dream come true. Someone brings in a Vietnam-era practice bomb, and Chumlee's eyes light up like a kid in a fireworks store. Does it blow up? He asks. Chum, it says practice. Rick explains it's military surplus with no boom, and they settle on $85 after some light bartering. Explosive deal? Not really, but definitely eye candy for war buffs.
Well, it's a practice bomb.
Sweet. Does it blow up?
No, it says right here, bomb, prac. It's a practice bomb.
Practice makes perfect.
A shoe fit for a champion. Secretariat's hoof print in history. Then comes the crown jewel. A horseshoe the seller says was worn by Secretariat, the greatest racehorse of all time. Corey's impressed but skeptical. The seller has a letter signed by owner Penny Chineri, a photo with the horse and even hair from its mane. Okay, the hair's a little creepy, Corey admits, but he's still intrigued.
What do we got?
This is a horseshoe that was worn by Secretariat.
Nice.
His performance in the Belmont was ranked the second most impressive athletic performance of all time, just behind Wilt Chamberlain.
Was it worn in a race? That's the million-dollar question. Corey calls in Jeremy, the sports memorabilia expert. He confirms, yes, this aluminum shoe was likely used by Secretariat and maybe even in a race, but they can't prove which one. Could be Belmont, could be a backyard trot. That uncertainty kills the value, unfortunately.
A guy brought in a horseshoe that he says was worn by the legendary racehorse Secretariat. So I invited my buddy Jeremy to the shop to see what he can tell me about it.
The truth hurts. It's not worth $4,500. Jeremy estimates the shoe at around $2,000, but since they can't tie it to a specific race, Corey offers $1,500. The seller, hoping for $4,500, politely declines and walks away, horseshoe in hand and hopes slightly trampled.
I also believe it could have actually been used in a race that Secretariat ran.
Yes!
In my industry, to see a horseshoe worn by Secretariat and or raced in it, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Rick's book gamble actually pays off. Back on the Don Quixote books, Rick reflects that even though the value was lower than expected, they're still in good shape, and rare books tend to move slowly but surely. I'll price it for what, an $800, he says, and someone will eventually bite. Hey, at least Harvard wasn't banking on this set.
$1,000 really is my best offer. I'm hoping to get $1,500 for them.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, it's a deal. $1,000.
Thank you.
The old man's mystery plate. Still beeping? Rick jokes the old man has a metal plate in his head and that the detector might go off near him. Chumlee takes it seriously. Really? Rick shakes his head. No, Chum. Not everything's a conspiracy theory. Classic Chum moment.
Headphones.
All right, tell me, you get anything?
Yeah, sounds like gold.
So how much are we looking to get out of it?
I think that this is worth in the range of $150.
Rick reflects on Grant's pipe and Lee's spoon. Rick admits he took a bit of a risk on the Civil War items, but the provenance and collector market are strong. I'll mark them up and hope someone's reenacting Gettysburg in their living room, he jokes.
Write them up, son. When I buy something like this, I have to pay what I can pay. His asking price was just way too much.
Final scene. Chumlee wants the bomb for his backyard. Chumlee eyes the practice bomb and asks, "Can I take it home to prank my neighbors?" Rick shuts that down instantly. "No, Chum. Last time you pranked someone, we almost got sued. One of these days, Chum, one of these days."
All right, what the heck? I like this thing. 85 it is.
Thank you, great.
Write them up, Chum.
Awesome.
$85 is a great price for this piece.
1830s pistol pops off, literally. A man walks in with an 1830s percussion pistol, claiming it belonged to his uncle. Rick lights up like it's Christmas. The pistol's pocket-sized and very personal defense-ready, aka man-stopper material. Seller wants $200, Rick offers $400. Tension rises like gunpowder. They finally settle at $435, just enough to keep home intruders and Rick's gamble alive.
How can I help you?
I have an 1830s percussion pistol. I'm looking to sell it. I'm thinking about getting a more modern firearm for home defense. Coming down to the pawn shop today to try to sell my 1830s percussion pistol.
Rick's gamble gets a name drop, the Knock family. Later, Rick's gun buddy Sean inspects the pistol. Turns out it's an English traveling pistol made by the Knock family, legendary gunsmiths. Boom, Rick's grin returns. Value? Around $600, $800. So Rick might only squeeze out a small profit, but hey, he's not in the doghouse, yet.
So now my buddy Sean is dropping by to take a look. I've got my fingers crossed that he'll have good news.
So what'd you do? I mean, you got me a little concerned.
I bought a gun. I don't think I did bad.
Boat or 57 Chevy on water. Next up, a customer drives in with a 1958 Glaspar Seaflight, aka a floating 57 Chevy. It's fiberglass, finned, and looks like it wants to launch into orbit. Rick's tempted, but once he sees the bad paint job and non-original motor, he backs out faster than Chumlee's spotting exercise equipment. No deal.
A guy just pulled in the parking lot with a boat he wants to sell. So Chum and I are gonna go check it out. Wow.
Oh, a boat.
So what do you have here?
It's a 1958 Seaflight Glastron.
Seller storms off over boat dis. The boat owner is not happy. Lipstick on a pig? He says, clearly insulted by Rick's blunt rejection. That's a good-looking boat. We agree. It looked like Elvis might have water skied behind it, but Rick's not risking another fiberglass flop.
He was basically insulting me with the paint thing, the petty stuff, you know? That's a good-looking boat. Guy doesn't.
Enter Dracula's autograph. A guy strolls in with a book that could fund his kid's entire college tuition. Dracula, allegedly signed by Bram Stoker. He's aiming high, $15,000. Rick quickly points out it's not a first edition, but the signature? That might still be worth sinking your teeth into. Expert time.
What do you got here?
We've got a book about the vampire of all vampires, Mr. Dracula himself. And it's also autographed by the original.
Signature expert confirms it's real. Signature expert. Drew checks it out. Every loopy B and quirky R matches. Verdict: 100% authentic Bram Stoker signature. Value: sadly, the book's rough condition kills the high hopes. Drew estimates $4,000, $5,000 retail. Rick offers $2,000. After some fanged haggling, they settle on $2,350. Still not bad for a charity auction buy.
Stink guy, he's coming at you to rob you, so you gotta protect yourself. You know what you gotta do.
Fireman ready.
Damn right.
All right, let's see you shoot this thing, Chum.
It's minding your own business.
Careful, Chum. Streets of Paris are rough.
Customer leaves with $2,350, college fund secured. Back on the Dracula deal, the seller pockets his $2,350 and beams. Glad I came to the pawn shop, he says. College fund? Check. Bram Stoker's spirit? Probably nodding somewhere. Another win for rare horror and real-world tuition.
Earlier, a guy brought in a signed copy of Bram Stoker's Dracula. These things are huge with collectors, so I asked my buddy Drew to come down and take a look at it.
Dracula book.
I got an American First Edition, allegedly signed by Bram Stoker.
Penn State ring gets disqualified. A guy comes in with a 1973 Penn State Orange Bowl ring. Corey's eyes sparkle until he notices something sketchy. The engraving's been removed. That's a big no-no. Rick flat out refuses to buy it. It's like a car without a VIN, he explains. The seller leaves frustrated, ring in hand.
What do we got?
I've got a Penn State University 1973 Orange Bowl ring.
Okay. When did Joe Paterno start coaching? Like 19...
Ivory pool balls and a $200 dice roll. Corey meets a guy selling antique ivory and clay billiard accessories, including cue balls and vintage scoring pills. Asking price? $1 and $200. Corey offers $600 and they haggle up to $700. Then, plot twist, the seller proposes a pill toss. Highest number wins $900 or $700. Corey gambles. He pulls a 3. The seller gets 12. Ouch.
Man, how you doing?
How you doing?
Doing well.
I got some antique billiard items. These are ivory pool balls. As ivory was phased out, they went to clay, which is what this is.
Chumlee predicts a loss. He's right. As the gamble unfolds, Chumlee warns Corey, "Big hoss, you're gonna lose $200. Psychic Chum strikes again. The look on Corey's face when the pill lands? Priceless. Seller celebrates his win, and Corey's forced to cough up the $900. Chum's smirk could power the whole shop.
Well, I'd like to start at about $1,000.
I'll give you $600 for the set, and you can take the pee bottle back.
I push it towards 9.
I'll go $700. I'm not going anymore.
Time to shoot the pistol. Let's go to the range. Rick and Sean head to the range to test fire the antique English pistol. Chumlee's the lucky guinea pig. Pretend you're in the streets of Paris, Sean says. Chum channels his inner Jason Bourne, fires at the dummy, and scores a direct hit. The gun works. Rick is thrilled. Chumlee, relieved he still has eyebrows.
Earlier, I bought a gun from the 1800s, and my buddy Sean says it seems to be in working. So we're taking it out to the gun range to see if he's right.
All right, guys. Today, you're gonna get a taste of what it was like.
Rick's philosophy: shooting sells. Rick explains why he always fires old guns. If it works, it sells faster. Smart, honestly. It also means more time at the gun range, which he treats like a playground. Corey groans, "You always want to play with the damn things." Yeah, Rick's just a big kid with cannons.
Deal.
Let's go write it up, man.
I'm walking out of the store today with $2,350. I'm happy, glad I came to the pawn shop.
Last scene, Rick smirks, Chum wants another shot. As they leave the range, Chumlee's already asking if they can shoot something bigger next time. Rick laughs. Let's get back to work. You know Chum's next purchase is gonna involve gunpowder or garlic for vampires.
And we also know that Chumlee can hit a target at point blank.
Awesome.
First up, a guy rolls in with a 1787 Swedish carriage strongbox, and Rick's interest is peaked fast. The thing looks like it came straight out of a Wild West stagecoach, but it's European. The guy wants $800, but Rick throws down a cold $400. Talk about ice in the veins! Tensions climb as the guy defends its rarity, eventually settling at $500. Rick's face? Unbothered. "I don't feel that bad," he smirks.
Hey, how can I help you?
Got an old Swedish carriage strongbox.
Where in the world did you get this?
Found it at a farm auction in Sweden, actually.
So what were you doing in Sweden?
Chasing blondes. Came down to the pawn shop today to try to sell my 1787 carriage trunk.
Then the madness begins. Chumlee goes rogue and meets up with a guy selling a street-legal pirate ship. No, you didn't misread that. A pirate ship on wheels, complete with fog machines, a wet bar, and lasers. The seller wants $250,000, and Chum is living his best boat life shouting, "I'm on a boat," while cruising 60 mph down the highway. I swear, this episode went full Fast and Furious, Maritime Edition.
A call just came in from a guy selling a boat. It sounded cool, but no one else was around, so I just decided to go check it out myself. Thought you had a boat.
It is a boat.
Does it float?
No, it is afloat.
While Chum's out playing Jack Sparrow, a guy walks in with silver art bars from the 1970s. His grandpa was a silver fiend, and now he's trying to cash in with 18 one-ounce beauties. But Rick, he's all business. These are cool, but no one's collecting Veterans Day 1973. Brutal. He offers spot price, $675 flat. The seller dips. His grandpa would have cried.
Hey, boss, how you doing?
Doing all right, you?
Doing well. What do we got?
1 ounce silver bars from the early 70s.
All right.
I think they're called collectibles.
collector's art bars, if I'm not mistaken.
Back to the high seas, Chumlee's still enchanted by the pirate ride. He throws out $100K, but the seller won't budge from $190K. The back and forth is peak awkward, and just when it seems like Chum might cave, Rick texts, "Do not buy the float." Chum's whole face drops. This man was this close to becoming a pirate. Drama overload.
Chum's phone just keeps on going straight to voicemail.
I'm sure it's all right, dude. Here, I'll text him. Don't buy the float. Send.
And then, one of the episode's most heartfelt moments, a woman brings in her late dad's WW bomber jacket and flight logs. This thing is covered in mission bombs, one of which, D-Day. Rick nearly faints. The handwritten log reads like an action movie. 7 holes in ship. Would have been pushing up daisies. Legit goosebumps.
How you doing?
I've got a World War II flight jacket that belonged to my father and some mission logs that he kept while he was flying around in a tin can.
But Rick doesn't just jump to buy it. He needs backup. In comes Mark, the history expert, and he's jazzed. Turns out the jacket's from the 364th Bombardment Squadron, and those logs. Unusual, wonderful, and filled with honesty. I was scared. As usual, it's raw, real history. I'm not crying. You are.
A woman brought in her dad's bomber jacket from World War II, complete with mission logs. It's pretty amazing, but I have some questions, so I invited my buddy Mark down to take a look.
The woman wants $2,500, but Rick lowballs at $1,200 after saying he can't do it. Ouch. After some polite wheeling and dealing, she accepts. Honestly, it felt like a steal. Emotional moment followed by a quiet handshake. Chef's kiss.
Well, being as he said it was such a unique piece, I was hoping maybe go to $2,500.
I agree with you that it's a lot cooler now that Mark's came in and take a look at it.
Suddenly, it's sparkle time. A woman brings in 2 sterling silver Native American figurines loaded with turquoise. Les would have had a meltdown over the price tag. She's asking $8,000. Rick's dad is in love. He geeks out about the craftsmanship, calling them fine art, and offers $5,000. Negotiations get spicy.
Morning, young lady.
Morning.
What do we have here?
I have 2 Indian figurines made of sterling silver and turquoise.
She counters with $7,000. He moans about missing dinner. They settle at $6,700, and she walks away with a huge grin. Rick's reaction? Why'd you pay over melt? Cue the roasting. But his dad stands by it like it's the Mona Lisa. Drama and sass? Yes, please.
All we have to do is figure out a price.
Okay. I was trying to get probably $8,000.
Well, I'm not going to pay $8,000 for them. I was thinking more about $5,000.
$5,000? That's it?
Don't get me wrong, these are beautiful.
And just when we think it's over, Rick finds out Chum almost spent $250,000 on a parade float. His face goes full cartoon disbelief. He's an idiot. You can feel his blood pressure rising through the screen. Chum, bless him, genuinely thought this would make him look like a boss. Instead, he just got banned from impulse buys for life.
Appreciate it. I grew up with my dad wearing his jacket, and then after reading the mission logs myself, I am excited to see what the expert might say about the pieces together.
First up, a customer brings in what he believes is a Wubby-Thu Sperry bomb sight, claiming he picked it up for $10 at a garage sale. Rick's impressed by the mechanical guts of the thing, but suspicious. He loves it, but he's not dropping $5,000 on a mystery machine without expert backup.
What do we have here?
It's a Sperry bomb sight from World War II.
When I think of a bomb sight, I think of like a vast piece of desert.
No, he's talking like sights on a gun.
Rick calls in his buddy Mark to inspect it, and here comes the twist. It's not a bomb sight. Plot twist. It's actually a compensating mechanism from the upper turret of a B-24 or B-26 bomber, used to calibrate dual 50 caliber guns. Still cool, but way less valuable. Rick offers $50, the seller shoots for $1,000, and storms off to go piss off his wife who wanted it gone anyway.
Earlier, a guy brought in what appears to be a bomb sight from a World War II bomber, but this is a first, so I had my buddy Mark come down and take a look.
Meanwhile, Rick decides to take shop security guard Antoine under his wing and teach him the pawn game. The result? Chaos and cheese balls. They use snack food to teach pricing strategy, and Antoine ends up wildly overvaluing a tub of fake snacks. Chumlee is loving it, Rick is stressed, and honestly, so are we.
Stick with me, he'll be an ace in no time.
Woohoo!
Ooh, yeah. Here I got a call from a guy looking to sell an antique stock. So me and the old man are on our way to go check it out.
Next item, an antique stock ticker from the early 1930s. Rick and the old man go check it out, and the seller used to service them for Dow Jones. It's a cool piece of financial history, but not exactly flying off the shelves. Seller wants $1 out $500. Rick offers $900 after a surprisingly soft negotiation. Done deal.
So this is it, huh?
Yes, sir. This is what I called you about. It's a 1930s Dow Jones news ticker.
Cool. Did you used to be a stockbroker or something, or?
Back in the shop, a customer brings in 2 stunning illuminated books. Rick's intrigued, especially since the pages are hand-painted on vellum, and the set is limited to only 10 copies. The seller asks $6,000, but Rick knows they were sold as collector's items, which usually tanks resale value. After some classic haggling, they land at $2,000.
Got some illuminated books I'd like you to look at.
Okay. Bibliomanic edition of the works Charles.
Later, Rick takes the books to Rebecca from Bauman Rare Books, and she instantly falls in love with them. Despite Rick only having 2 of the 48 volumes, the unique vellum prints and original art bump the value up to $2,500, $4,000. Rick breathes again. Not a grand slam, but a solid win.
Earlier, I paid $2,000 for a rare set of illuminated books. So now I'm taking them to my friend Rebecca to see if I made a good deal.
Back to Chum and Antoine, and it's time for a gold test. Rick brings out 2 pieces of jewelry, 1 real, 1 fake. Antoine picks wrong. Wump, wump. But he gets a crash course in scratch testing and acid reactions. 1 fades, 1 holds up. It's a chemistry lesson disguised as pawn training.
The most important rule about being a pawnbroker is being able to tell whether or not gold is real. We do a lot of sales in jewelry, and people bring in fake gold all the time.
A seller brings in an old toy car, and Chum lets Antoine handle the whole negotiation. The customer wants $100, but Antoine channels his inner Rick and hardballs it at $50. Surprisingly, it works. Antoine nails his first deal, and everyone gives him props.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Got an old toy car I'd like to sell.
Pretty cool. Yeah, we get these all the time. I've been teaching Antoine the ins and outs of the shop all day.
Rick sums up the cardinal rule of pawnbroking: know your gold, and also let the new guy do the cleanup. Antoine may be learning the trade, but he's still on mop duty.
Zone today, but the trick to being a good boss is making the employees all the grunt work. Make sure you put the tag on it, then you're done.
Sweet, that's easy.